What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here, man. Hopefully you guys are getting ready. It's almost Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays. Love to eat a little bit. Love to have some turkey and ham, watch some Dallas Cowboys football. But before we get rolling, man, thank you to all the new subscribers. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, all that kind of good stuff, man. Definitely been growing a lot. I don't know if I got to thank the Eagles for that. Us beating them has kind of energized this fan base and got us believing. We said we needed to win, win some of these games that matter with the roster and with everyone coming back and the trades we made. And you saw the way they looked against the Raiders. Defense looked tight, but it said, hey, we got to see it against a better opponent, more quality opponent. So they did it against the Eagles. Felt pretty good about that, right? Especially being down 21-0, ripping the hearts out. But still, it doesn't matter unless they can continue on the path. And they've got the gauntlet. We talked about this 3-game gauntlet that they have in 11 days. Check the box. Got the Eagles one out of the way. I said we need to split. Need to split the next two between the Chiefs and the Lions. And when you watch the Chiefs and you watch the Lions, you're like, hey, why do we need to split? Maybe we need to win both of them. Maybe we can win both of them. And I believe it. I believe with this defense, the way it's playing, and with the offense, they definitely have an opportunity to make a run. Now, it's a tall ask. A lot of the Eagle fans are still butthurt over choking away that win, and they're saying, "Oh, this was your Super Bowl, and you guys are, you're not making the playoffs and this and that." None of us said that the playoffs were guaranteed. It's going to be a battle for this team. They need things to go their way. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, you guys should have learned a valuable life lesson. It ain't over till it's over. Last I checked, it's a 17-week season. So we're going to play this thing out and see where it goes. But just wanted to focus on the defense. We got our live show tonight, Wednesday. So if you're checking on this in the morning or afternoon, we will have our live show 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. So make sure you come into the cave and check us out. Be part of the chat, man. It's always good time mixing it up with you guys. But I wanted to just drop a quick video on the defense because that is really what has made the change for this team, right? We all know the offense, and the offense is great and high-powered, and we can, put up points and strike. We got all the weapons. But the defense was the Achilles heel, the worst defense in the NFL. But dare I say, they're creeping out of the bottom, and I think they're ranked like 28th. So still a lot of ways to go, but let's just focus on the new defense. And like I said, this is where I said Eberflus, I gave him an incomplete going into the bye because he didn't really have his weapons. He got handed a pretty rough deck with Parsons getting traded right before the season and this and that. So they made some trades, got some guys healthy, and now you look at this defense and you're like, hey, last 2 weeks, let's look at the run defense. Barkley, 10 carries, 22 yards. Genty, 6 carries, 7 yards. You got to feel pretty good about that. You got to feel good about this run defense and the personnel that's now on this field. And they're shuffling guys in and out. You're not even seeing, Overshown full go. Revel, you saw his percentage of play increase from week to week. I think it's going to increase even more. Kalen Carson, he was out there pretty much all game against Philadelphia. Logan Wilson, he dropped off a little bit, but I think a lot of that was just personnel driven, the way the matchups with the Eagles. But you're seeing some of these guys coming in, but the impact of Quinnen Williams cannot be understated. Leadership, you've seen it all across social media, and you talk about the leadership and, the speech he made at halftime and talking to the players and kind of, not calling them out, but getting them all on the same page after, going down 21-0, calming them down. That's the presence. You can't put a price tag on that. And Quinnen Williams has been one of the best mid-season acquisitions that the Cowboys had in some time. I was thinking of George Pickens in the offseason acquisitions because I think you can compare him. We'll see what happens, but it's been as big as when the Cowboys got Charles Haley. You're going back that far. But anyway, focus on the defense. That's where our mind is. Tonight, we are going to preview the Chiefs. Might have our Eagles content creator coming in, just kind of talk some NFC East and NFC in general. get his thoughts a little bit on the game. We're not going to dwell on it because it's been played out long enough on social media. But I was on his show, so he's returning a favor. So if he can make it tonight, we're going to have a good time. But looking at the defense and what they've done, what impresses me the most, it's discipline, right? These guys are staying in their lanes. You got to stop the run. Before you do anything, you better stop the run. And the Cowboys have been able to stop the run. Now, is their secondary shut down? No. They've given up some big plays against some good receivers. That's going to happen. But the pressure that front four, really front five, the way they played against the Eagles, but that front four is getting pressure on the quarterback and then making the quarterback either hurry to throw, make a bad decision. They're causing turnovers, which is another big plus. So this defense looks kind of like what we were hoping. When you saw an Eberflus scheme, this is kind of, when you're seeing the Raiders and you're seeing the Eagles, this is kind of what you were hoping for. Obviously, it didn't happen. They dug themselves a big hole. Can they get out of it? Well, it starts the next game, Kansas City. You're going against Patrick Mahomes, arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, easily the greatest quarterback of our era. I know Kansas City is not what Kansas City has been, but you never take them lightly. And you saw what they did against the Colts. They're a team that's just going to hang around. They're always going to hang around with Patrick Mahomes, and you don't want that. They've got some weapons. Their offense is still, near the top. Their scoring per game is, I think, 9th or 5th or something like that. They're below us, but they've been able to put up points. They've got speed on the outside. Their running game has been but Pacheco might be coming back, so that might be the kind of jolt that they need, pairing him along with Hunt. But Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. Kelsey is not, the Kelsey of 25 years old, but he can still be dangerous. He could still be a problem. But I think we've got the matchup personnel that can neutralize Kelsey a little bit. Speed on the outside could be a problem, but they're not big physical receivers, and that's where I think that might help to our advantage because Bland has got the speed. Revel is a big DB, and he's just getting better and better. And Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson, obviously, playing better, especially Hooker playing better in the secondary as well at safety. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game breaks itself down. But like I said, it all starts with the defense. You're seeing the defense making these moves. And the best move the Cowboys could have made was Quinnen Williams. Look at what he's done to this defensive line. Look at how good Osa is looking. That huge sack against Philly. He is now getting freed up because you can't double everybody, right? You're not doubling Quinnen. You're not doubling Osa. And dare I say, I don't think anyone in the world would have ever imagined the words would come out of our mouth that defensive tackles are the strength of this defense. Who would ever thunk it, right? But you got Kenny Clark, you got Quinnen Williams, and you got Osa. And you see what they're doing. They're moving some of those guys to end when they do that 5-down lineman. So they're taking advantage of their great personnel. All three of them are out on the field at the same time on occasion. So they are taking advantage of the personnel they have. And then Ezeraku, what has Easy-E done? Continually getting better and better. So when I look at this defense, I'm getting excited. I'm getting pumped up. I'm getting hyped because I like what I'm seeing. And when you pair that with that offense, we're going to be in every game. And you saw it. Down 21 points, right back in the game because of that offense. And the defense, what did we talk about early in the season? We just need a defense to keep us in the game if the offense is struggling. And the defense, after Philly got their 21, it was punt, fumble, punt, whatever. It was, they shut that offense down to nothing and gave the offense that opportunity to get back in the game and then eventually, obviously, win the game in the end. That's what you need from this defense. They're not going to be the Ravens of 2000. They're not going to be the Steel Curtain. They're not going to be the 85 Bears. We just need them to be efficient, and we need them to stop drives, and that's what they've been able to do. In the last two games, obviously against the Raiders, against the Eagles, not the two best offenses, right? So this is going to be the test. Kansas City will be the test for this team. So let me know your thoughts, but we're going to get into this more tonight live. Make sure you guys check it out. But more importantly, make sure you hit that subscribe, man. I'm seeing we got all these new viewers and we get all these views and all this kind of stuff, but you got to hit that subscribe. You can't be lazy. Hit that subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. It's great to feel good at this time, because I think if you would have asked all of us, and I was at that Monday night game in Arizona, I was sick to my stomach. I was aggravated. I was frustrated. And I was like, it's November, and I'm early November, and I'm sitting here, and the season is what's going to happen. And the Cowboys got things going. Is it going to be too little, too late? We don't know. But we're going to ride it out, and we're going to see what happens. Obviously, things have to fall the Cowboys' way. They're going to need help from some of them teams that are up above them in the playoff, for that playoff spot. More than likely, they're fighting for a 7th seed. But get in the playoffs. You see the NFC the way it is. It has been up and down. It's been a roller coaster ride for a lot of these teams. All of them have been vulnerable. All of them have lost to teams that they probably shouldn't have lost to. So just get in the playoffs and just let the chips fall where they may. But with this defense, I think they got an opportunity, and it's going to be a fun ride. So let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you tune in live into the cave tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Dallas Cowboy time. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you guys are having a great Thanksgiving Day week. I've been off all week, so I'm getting refreshed and invigorated and getting ready to have me some turkey, some ham, pumpkin pie, some apple pie, all the trimmings, everything that goes with it. But more importantly, I need to see the Cowboys whip that ass against the Chiefs. That's going to be a big game. And it's, again, an opportunity for the Cowboys just to get that confidence going and going and going. But appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you guys tonight.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.